DSPN, the Devlin Sports Podcast Network.
Super Rugby, it's not that far away. Yes, we're going to take a break for Christmas, New Year, and before you know it, here it comes again. Hurricanes coach Clark Laidlaw joins us. Welcome back to the show, mate. Great to see you.
Good to see you. How are you doing?
Well, this isn't, a restful... it is a restful festive time for you, for a small slice of it, but you've got business to attend to. So how has it been going so far? What have you had the players doing up until this point?
Yeah, really enjoying having players back, I guess. The coaches and staff that are full-time in Super Rugby, we got a good break over the NPC season, international season, so it's been nice to have players back in the building and start putting the building blocks in place, as you say, for the pre-season and for the season to come. So really enjoying, the application of the staff and the players over the last few weeks. And we've got a big week planned next week as we sort of wind up in towards Christmas and a little break over Christmas and New Year.
The transition from when you have a couple of legendary players who are more than players, and when I say that, what I mean is that what they bring to the franchise with the loyalty, the time that they've spent, TJ and Ardie especially, it's the end of that era. Do you have people that naturally take their place, or is it going to be an evolving thing?
Yeah, a bit of both, I guess. It's definitely an evolving piece around, as you say, two players that have been amazing rugby players for the Hurricanes for a number of years. Obviously Ardie was in Japan last year, so my first season back, he wasn't here, but his contribution and the way he's played for the Hurricanes for 10 years plus.
Well, he's synonymous, Clark. He's synonymous with the team, isn't he?
Yeah, I think when you think of the Hurricanes, you think John Alomu, Christian Cullen, Ardie Savea, Martin Nonu, and TJ Perenara, are sort of legends of the club. And TJ, particularly last year, his drive to be successful after a really tough 2 years of an injury probably sums him up more than anything. So there'll be a miss, but the evolution of rugby and professional sport is that people move on for different reasons, and we've got guys that now have the opportunity to really cement their places in the team and in the leadership group and so on. So that's exciting.
Is there an unfinished business feeling for you, given so close last season?
Yeah, I guess all the teams that didn't quite win are probably feeling the same, aren't they? That they want to go a bit better this season coming. But yeah, I think you got to be really careful that last year, you learn what was really good and what worked, and then some areas that maybe you need to try and improve. And as I say, assumption, it's the mother of getting some stuff wrong. So we need to put those building blocks in place. We're well aware that starting really well again, going deep on the things we want to, not looking for loads of new things, but we do need to be better, and we do need to go deeper on some of the things we liked last year, and see if we can go, as you say, maybe one or two spots better.
Talking to you last year as well, one of the things that you did was really empower the players, and you could see that in the way that they played. They were young guys. They played with a lot of confidence. They played without fear. Is that kind of the message again this year? It's there in front of you. Take it.
Yeah, yep. And that's maybe one of the areas we're trying to go deeper on again is that real ownership. It's their careers. I don't know why rugby players would not want to take ownership and share their ideas. They've got as good ideas as us. So yeah, we've got a different group in pre-Christmas. Obviously, All Blacks and All Black 15 players haven't been in yet. The All Black 15's boys rejoined us this week. But that ownership piece and using the pre-season to develop that skill and sort of problem solving and sharing stuff with each other as they go through days and training sessions. We can be better at that in the moment. We've got really good after the event. We need to really try and grow as a group to adapt and make change within the moment. You go into a semi-final, you're 17-0 down within 12 minutes. You need to...
Not a great start, no.
Yeah, you need to come up with solutions quickly as a playing group. You can't wait till half-time and expect the coaches to give you all the answers. So we've started that again this year, and the players are really buying into it.
When you said just before about things that you learned, things that you want to improve on, things that you did do well, can you develop that a little bit more for us? You don't have to tell us all your secrets, obviously, but just pinpoint a couple of things that you thought, we were really good at that, a couple of things that maybe we need to improve upon.
Yeah, there's no real secrets, is there? Like a lot of a lot of rugby's around gain possession and contesting possession. So we think we've got a good set piece. The forwards have done a really good job over the last 2 or 3 years, growing a young forward pack that can dominate. But I guess we're a little bit greedy. We want those players to be able to play rugby and keep the ball alive and play through areas of the field, not always across the field. So that was something I thought we'd done really well last year, and we want to continue that. CJ and the defensive crew, for the most part, we made some really big strides around defending really well. But if you look at the Blues, they were the best in either end of the field statistically, around the 22 metres. So there are a couple of areas we've been thinking, how do we repel a little bit more once we're put in there, and how do we become a little bit more efficient once we get our opportunity at the other end.
Last 10 minutes of the game, team was really strong throughout the season, and a lot of us on this side of the microphone were just connecting dots and going, Clark, of course, Sevens coach, and so therefore you brought a different level of kind of training, maybe aerobic fitness. Is any of that true?
Oh, we're definitely training hard. I'm not sure we'll be training any harder than any other team, but we do have a real methodology around how we want to play the game, and then try and train according to that. Something in sevens, you had to be really specific around how you trained in the game you wanted to play, because you live and die on your fitness and your ability to play the game you wanted to in sevens. So sometimes 15s can be a bit general and maybe becomes the same all the time how you train. So yeah, we're real specific on certain days how we want to expose the players to that sort of methodology. And yeah, we've got some games and activities and drills now that we know really tick that box. So it's been an interesting week. There's been some of the younger players, finding it a little tricky to get through the sessions. There's definitely been some boys on the edge. So we finished this afternoon in the heat chamber, so that should be fun this afternoon.
Who plays first 5? Because we're all thinking it's got to be Ruben. Is that true?
Well, it'll be one of Ruben, Harry, Riley, or Lucas Cashmore, that's for sure. They're the 4 options we've got. We've got Callum Harkin training with us too. Ruben's picked up a little niggle coming out with the All Blacks once he got home, so he's touch and go for the start of the season. We need to get through Christmas and see how he pulls up after Christmas. So the 3 guys that are here, as well as Callum, we're quite excited by the way they're training. We've really enjoyed Lucas and Riley as new players to the group, and yeah, we're putting a lot of pressure on Harry Godfrey to try and step up and see if he can run the team and drive the team around in training. And he's enjoying that. He's really responded well to it.
Are you looking at Ruben as a first 5/fullback or a fullback/first 5?
Yeah, in our eyes, he's a fullback/first 5. I mean, he covered 10. People maybe forget we didn't have a 10 on the bench for the most part of the year last year, so he was training at 10. He was covering 10 and behind Brett each week for the majority of the season. So he's had a lot of reps in training. Obviously, with being an All Black, he's not back until late in the year. If he'd been here now and maybe had an opportunity for 6-8 weeks to get a run at 10, it might have looked different. So yeah, we see him as a 15 that can play 10. But he is a good 10. He's definitely got the opportunity to play there if needed.
Now, I just got all the names written down here, so bear with me here. Dion Flanders, Duplessis, Peter Lakai, Braden Josse, obviously Brad Shields as well. If I've forgotten anyone, I do apologise. But that's not a bad loose forward trio. Is that a selection, one of those selection headaches that a coach likes?
Yeah, we feel it's...
Devin Flanders, I'm sorry, my bad, mate. Sorry about that. No,
it's... you're right. We feel grateful and fortunate. If we can keep them all fit and healthy, and we have to select them, it's a pretty attritional position. So last year we didn't really have boys all fit at the same time. But if we get them all fit and healthy, we've also added a Reece Polico from Taranaki, who's a 6'8", who, he's doing really well in pre-season. So we're excited around the full group we've got there.
2 quick questions. We'll let you go. Thank you so much for your time, Clark, as always, mate. So, big improvers. I think all of us, especially Hurricanes fans, we look over there and go, God, those Crusaders, they're going to have another season like that. So we spoke to Rob Penny yesterday, and he was big and bold enough to say, put some money on us. Then I'm looking at the Aussie teams. Obviously, 5 goes into 4. You're looking at New South Wales, who've recruited really well. Do you think those 2 sides are going to be big improvers? Anyone else that you've got your eye on, or is everyone improving?
I think everybody will improve, but I think you're on the money with the Crusaders, the Waratahs, and probably the Reds. The Reds have had a couple of really good pickups out of the Rebels. both in the forwards and the back. So I would expect those three teams to be right up there, right in the mix. It's obviously a top 6 rather than a top 8. So yeah, we're under no illusions. Last year was a good start for us, but I'd be very surprised if those three teams are not right in the mix for the playoffs.
All the very best. Thank you so much for sharing some time with us again. Look forward to catching up when the season starts. But have a great Christmas and a very safe New Year, mate. Thank you.
Cheers, Daisy. Thank you.
DSPN.